Good evening, Wild Rift community in the Philippines, actually across Southeast Asia. I'm Kaisaya. With me is Caster Guiang. We will be giving you all the action pack that's going to be happening tonight here at the Rise.GG Community Tournament. Guiang, how are you doing?
I am so thrilled. I'm so excited. And thank you so much for having me right now in this amazing community tournament because we have been investing so much in building the community here in the Philippines and across Southeast Asia as well. We've been looking, craving, starving for a community tournament like this. So right now, it's starting.
I like what you said about starving. Like you're really looking forward to having all these kind of tournaments. And actually, I really miss the Wild Rift community, and it's so nice to see like the people who has been playing professionally and competitively, whether it be casual or in officially Riot Games hosted events. They're here and they're joining even the community tournaments, which is great.
Yeah.
And talking about that, I think we just have to mention first, of course, our dear sponsor for this event, Rise.GG. If you're actually looking to connect to other players across the globe, whether it be for Wild Rift or Mobile Legends Bang Bang or for any other games, just head into Rise.GG and utilize what they have. It's a new platform that is going to be something big for all of you guys. So, yeah, Giang, anything. I'm pretty sure that you have been watching the bracket and you know some of the players in here. And any thoughts about what to expect in these matches that we have tonight?
Oh man, expect big clashes, expect big moments, and a lot of exciting things are about to happen as we start the game actually here between TENKITTENS and Emata Esports. Both of these teams, actually the top four teams right now, are very, very consistent in the community tournaments ever since the start of Wild Rift.
Mhm.
Emata Esports has been there, even included in some of the smaller community tournaments like
Mm-hmm.
from Rocks TV. I remember casting one of their games before, way back in 2021. Ten Kittens as well. This is going to be very exciting since they have been really active in the community tournaments as well. And quick shout out just on the team of Emata Esports. We have big names here like Cray4. I do remember having a voiceover shoutcast request from him as well from his
Oh.
amazing Rakan play.
Was it Kaizer mentioning a while ago?
Yeah.
Like the KHAI, not me. So
hmm
yeah, that's nice. And you mentioned a while ago, like they have been here since season one of League of Legends Wild Drift, and I was one of those witnesses. In that moment in time, like they have been there actively, and it's nice to see that they are not giving up. For as long as there are opportunities to actually join tournaments, they're just gonna go for it. Well, anyway, let's see what they have been doing so far. So we have a five-man, rather five champion ban in the drafting, custom draft match that we have on the setup. Anything
hmm
that you can say about the current meta right now? What is the priority being done by these players
It's
in the
actually a
match?
little bit mixed right now since we've transitioned from carry junglers, particularly favoring those who loves to carry the games through various champions, uh, like Yone in the jungle. But right now we're transitioning into engage champions. For the jungle. So we will see a lot more of crowd control setups.
Mm-hmm.
Camille has been really popular, but since Orn is available, we will see it on the blue side here on 10 kittens.
Yes.
Maybe drafting towards a double ADC since that is still quite viable. Nautilus though is going to be a big pick in favoring those additional crowd controls for their team.
Mm-hmm. Camille, is there anything new for this lady right now?
Huh.
Will he be? Do you think this is gonna be like something useful? You mentioned about
Oh
engage
yeah.
jungler right now. So, well, Camille is one. Definitely, she can engage. Do you think that this will be placed in the jungle, or will she go to the Baron side?
That's a good thing about Camille. You can place her in
Yeah.
the top lane or Baron lane. You can place her in the jungle. You can even place it in the mid lane. It's such a great creative flex pick here on the side of Emata
And
Esports,
now I think
and
we have the answer.
we will have the answer, but not the final just yet.
Oh,
Lee
not the
Sin goes
fight.
to the
Yeah.
jungle, but Camille can go in mid lane or Baron lane. That's the good
Mm-hmm,
thing
mm-hmm.
about this.
And I think that's the wonder of giving putting placing Camille in the first pick, right? So okay, you wouldn't know what our strategy will be, and you could guess like, okay, you mentioned already, will he which lane or which role will this Camille take? But even though the listen is here, sometimes we would actually see listen okay being played in the jungle. If they really just want to be playful, but since this is competitive, high most likely maybe listen they will just put it into early game jungle play for the jungle. But in any case, any noticeable thing in here as to why they have been banning a lot
Mm,
of
yeah,
like this
the Galio.
yeah, the Galgo as well. Is there like a reason for that one?
Absolutely. I mean, Galio is a great assistant here off the Camille. Oftentimes, you do see it a lot on competitive play because Camille goes in
Good
with the
point.
hook shot, initializes with the Hextech Ultimatum, and then Gallios follows up with the ult, with the hero's entrance. And that creates so much space for the attacking team, and the defending team oftentimes gets separated. And that's something that Ten Kittens doesn't want to happen. Although, they have a lot of counter engages already through the Ornn, through the Nautilus, through the Varus as well because of that chain of corruption, but they want to play it a lot safer. They want to minimize the amount of engages that Emata Esports are going to be having. They're forced to use the Alistar, which is not so shabby. It is a great
Mm-hmm.
engage tool in the
It
support
is.
role, and I'm so excited to see how well this team is going to be playing here because Emata Esports has a lot of loaded players. We
Oh.
have Supremo even here. We have Yamada as
Yeah.
well, and Crayford, the support player that we have mentioned a while ago, that is just so good at initiating.
Yeah, right now you can just see players 1 to 5, but yeah, now Guiang is giving you an idea who are actually in the lineup of Team Emata Esports, former competitive, and not just competitive
Yeah.
players, but former pro, actual pro players who've joined official Riot Games hosted events.
Yes.
I thought Ten Kittens were actually gonna go for that double ADC. Oh,
They can.
probably
They can
they might
still.
still they
They
might
can.
still you were just mentioning that a while ago. So what is in the new double ADC meta right now, Kia?
It started a little bit later in 2023. I believe patch 4
Oh, Sin the
on the
Syndra.
later side of patch 4.4C, in which we have seen a lot more of those scaling champions, but with Syndra being amplified a little bit here on this current patch, I do believe they are just gonna be locking it in. And yeah, they do. They have more burst now. They have mixed
Yeah.
magic and physical damage. Front lines are so solid as well inside of Ten Kittens. Aurelion Sol is
With
going to
Asol.
be so interesting because I haven't seen this just yet on competitive play.
Oh, on
It is the new
competitive.
Aurelion Sol as well. No longer the roaming dragon that oftentimes goes on top lane, mid lane, and then bottom lane. The one that we really loved during the start of Wild Rift. It's now the PC version, the one that stacks up, scales up massively towards the late game.
Very interesting. I actually want to see that matchup between Syndra as well as Asol in the middle lane. I've seen. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Syndra is the latest champion that we have added in the game, right?
One of the latest.
And one of the latest. So, and in the middle lane, like I've noticed, like she's doing so well, especially like the burst damage where she goes for the ultimate. And I'm so excited to see how they will go on that combination with having the Varus as well as the Syndra as well. Once well protected by the Nautilus, or once the setup is in there coming from the support and the
Yeah.
space creation. But we'll see. What do you think about the lineup of these two teams that we
I
have right now, Guiang?
I gotta say, I kind of favor Ten Kittens here. They have 5 champions that has crowd control, and that is insane. It's one way to actually get lots of winning conditions for team fights. Just get so much crowd control on your kit. Have a lot of front lines. The easier composition normally to execute becomes the favorable one. On the side here of Emata Esports, they need to invest a lot on early game since they do have the Lee Sin. That can help them
Mm-hmm.
so much in getting priority in top lane, possibly in mid lane and bottom lane as well, depending on how they are going to be positioning themselves later on. And initial objectives are going to be key for their victory. They have to secure possibly RH to secure mid tier 1 already and get that additional 2000 gold lead. Engage on so many fights here on out as well every single time just to be able to get leverage against 10 kittens, because mid game when we start to transition towards 10 minutes 15 minutes, that's the time in which 10 kittens are gonna start landing the punches harder than them.
Yeah, that's gonna be scary. I think one failure of the early engages coming from the side of Emata Esports, they might put it into risk. But then again, these are pro players. Pretty sure they know what they're doing. And here we're just like, give commentaries on the side. But it's for sure at the back of their head, nah, it's all about execution. We're gonna preview. But then again, we'll have to see. For the meantime, I want to give huge shout outs to everyone who's currently watching on the stream
Yeah.
right now. Click on tap. Keep on tapping our live streams to give that heart from on our stream. So huge shout outs to Daryl Duma, who's been very supportive in the Wild Rift community, Stejin as well,
Mm-hmm.
and Guiang on the stream
Yeah.
too.
Just commenting
You
on the
follow
side.
Guiang on TikTok too. Make sure you follow him too there,
Yeah.
okay?
I even see a lot of Wild Rift supporters here, Wild Rift enthusiasts on the
Right.
live stream as well, just visiting on and following as well. Quick shout out to Moonlight Sonata. He constantly creates content on his TikTok as well as
Wow.
Rizaya. Rizaya is a streamer, content creator on TikTok and on other social media platforms as well. I do remember creating a voiceover shoutcast request on her play as well,
That's
and
nice to
that's also
know.
great.
Yeah, so if you have any voiceover requests from Gian, just message him on TikTok. Yeah, so for the meantime as well, guys, we're just waiting for the game to load up. And again, just huge shout outs to our sponsor, Rise.gg. If you want to connect with other players, say you travel to Europe or some other parts of the world, you can find there other players coming from that side of the world. So it's not just in Southeast Asia, not just in the Philippines, and yeah, so connect with fellow players there. So a lot of things will still be going up in the platform. It's not just like a social media for players, but it's going to be a tournament platform as well. So yeah, let us see in here. I
I
think
believe
let's
they
go
even
back.
have clubs as well. They're like
Oh yeah, like clubs,
factory
like
groups that you can join
guilds.
into on many games. That's the thing about Rise.tg. I've looked into their website. It's actually fascinating. They have a great website, easy to access, easy to navigate as well. And I think this is something that players casually and professionally can actually gain a lot from updates and into groups as well, and just invest a lot of things for their side as well. And might as well just check it out, rise.gg.
Yes, I'm just gonna give you like a little bit of hint about the game. So I mean about Rise.gg. So in the future, they will be potentially allowing teams and players to get sponsors, potential sponsors for their teams in there.
Ooh.
But I'm not gonna drop a lot of info. So there's a
Will
lot
they
to come.
sponsor casters as well?
That's gonna be a potential suggestion too. Why not? But I'm pretty
Hello.
sure about the teams.
Hello.
Like, so I think because I've been hearing a lot of teams like looking for sponsors. Because they're
Yeah.
especially in Wild Rift. Like actually, but this is not just for Wild Rift. Okay, this is for many other games. So the goal of Rise.gg is to connect a lot of different stakeholders in esports, from players to teams to sponsors to etc. Many others. So
Yeah.
that's their goal. But I think I will just have to go into a short break as we try to fix a technical issue on our side. Let's just wait from the cue from our stream director. But yeah, we're gonna go for a short break. Just
And we'll
hang
be
on
back.
tight. So we will be back. Thank you.
We apologize for the technical difficulty, but now we're going straight into the game as 10 Kittens right now are being engaged with a double kill being secured here by Supremo. A while ago, 10 Kittens was actually a little bit ahead against Emata Esports, but right now we're starting to see Emata Esports fight back top lane. Kai
Ooh,
will not die in the top lane, gets the
intense.
outplay with the Hexagon Ultimatum into the tactical sweep. Actually doesn't go in with a hookshot instead.
That was almost, but Kai actually gonna go for engage right now. Is this a wrong move coming from the Renekton? Yes, it is. He said see you later, but it's actually gonna be him. Gonna be seeing Kai later.
See you later as well. Kai definitely having the best possible dream right now in comeback here for Emata Esports mid lane. We're starting to see another fight break out as Emata Esports wants to constantly fight right now. We talked about the scaling potential of 10 Kittens. Looks like right now it's not manifesting. It's not happening here in this game. Emata Esports are the one
Ooh,
dictating
finally.
the flow of the game as they do secure the dragon here. tying up the Dragon Stacks against Ten Kittens.
Right, tying up the dragon stacks indeed, and that will allow them to get that balance. Actually, in terms of the gold, you would see that they have okay 1 for 1 in terms of the dragon side. The kills, though, although there's an advantage in here for the side of Team Emata Esports, the balance between goals, they can still go for the team fight, like 1 for 1 in terms of clashes. But at the same time, you can see in terms of the turret pushes, like it's also like a balance one. Like okay,
Yeah.
they got the turret on the top side against Emata Esports, while on the bot side, it's the same thing. It's like a mirror against each other.
And this is going to be a little bit problematic right now for Ten Kittens. They have to start engaging properly against Imata Esports, or else this is going to get out of hand for them, especially because of the impact of the Aurelion. So we look at the difference in terms of gold between the two mid laners as a fight breaks out once again. This time, Crayford engages with a 3-man knockup. Will not get anyone followed up by the rest of the squad, but we're starting to see Ten Kittens this time being a little bit
Wow.
more collected.
Yes, they're well collected right now, getting that pressure up against Emata Esports. On the Baron side, seems like there's a poke happening right now. Question is, will they continue the team fight?
They continue, but the Zeri will get destroyed. But the Renzo's still here. As right Amara Esports are continuing on to the fight,
Oh
getting 3 in
no!
exchange for just 1. Man Intentions as well has been popping up 8, 1, and 2 on the scoreboard right now. And C1 will see the bedside this time around. We'll just go back into the base after 3 members of
The
Amara
SEC?
Esports take him down.
Oh my goodness. But I think that was just a buy time at least. He knows he's going to be dead anyway. But then again, that is a good clash actually commenced by Emata Esports. But here we go. Who's going to go back alive? We don't know yet if there's going to be actually a potential still. Probably not, because a lot of members from the side of Emata Esports are anyway well secured in here on the Baron side.
Mm-hmm.
Given that they have the Baron, do you think that this is a good chance for Emata Esports probably to take a turret or two?
I mean, this is the time for Emata Esports to start pushing all 3 lanes. They have been deprived of gold and
Mm-hmm.
opportunities the entire game. But finally, after bouncing back, after the influence of intentions, this player has been really impactful this entire game. Despite them being down in so many kills a while ago, he was very consistent in playing it safe, playing true to their form, and now on 3 items, including the Quicksilver Stasher, deny the chain of corruption here from the virus, has been just impacting everything, every single part of this game as they now turn
They're
into the
engaging.
mid lane, Sonic Wave into the Resonating Strike as they quickly just destroy Tin One and C1 as well. It's just going to be another casualty under their name. Long term, will not anymore just stay alive as well. 3 kills as they push into the mid lane. Nothing that Tangitans this time can actually do. All they can do is just watch and sit as their base crumbles. The base is now being cracked open by Emata Esports as we're seeing Suprema just having such a good time free hitting from the backside. And after being bullied for almost 10 minutes, in 4 minutes afterwards, they
That
take
was
the game
fast.
one-sided beatdown and take this game as well.
That was very fast. And a while ago, I was asking, will they take a turret or two? No, they even took the base right after that Baron take from the side of Emata Esports. Gotta have to respect Emata on that one. But I think Ten Kittens did a really great job. Is although we did not see it like on live, like you mentioned a while ago, right? Since you were part of the spectating team, Guiang, they were ahead early game time. What have they
They
been
were.
doing? Let's tell the our viewers.
I mean, Emata Esports has been just stalling, and that's the beauty of actually having so much experience as a team and as individual players. They actually know what to do when they are behind. They know where and when and how to get the lead back in their favor, and that's just what they did as well. Props on intentions once again. I do believe he is
These are
worthy
my
of an
intentions.
MVP. The intention is clear and he intends to
Yes.
bounce back and help the team bounce back. Look at the score of him as well. 11,
11,
1, and
1,
2.
2.
That's so much
Yes.
influence the entire game.
Yes, that this is a best of 3 game, just so you know, guys. And a while ago during the drafting phase, we were talking about okay, if the listen is not able to get the early game or at least, get get that good KDA for him to get the kills and snowball, then this might be a problem. But even so, that you mentioned a while ago, right? Like, okay, TENKITTENS getting that early lead, but intentions anyway, getting individually the good KDA for himself,
Mm-hmm.
so at least he can just like grow up until the mid to late game stage, and it actually worked out. And I think it boiled down onto how things will was executed by the red team, which is Emata Esports. However, I wasn't see how team did go. I was like, okay, this is Indra. Like, she's so scary. What just so happened a while ago? What? Just unfortunately, we did not see it live. Like, what happened
Mm-hmm.
in the early stages of the game. But maybe you can tell us about it, Giang.
I mean, Syndra, despite her being actually really good as a champion, and she was actually
Mm-hmm.
buffed up in the recent patch as well, patch 5.0a. I don't think it's as easy as it's intended to be just yet to use Syndra in the mid lane. Yes, she has a lot of burst. Yes, she has a bit of mobility, but since that champion doesn't have any escape tool, and aside from this scatter of the weak ability that she has, it's kind of difficult once the enemy team gets on top of you. It's hard to get out, especially when you don't have your flash available anymore. And that's
Right,
what Emata
right.
Esports actually invested a lot on when though starting from the 10-minute mark. We weren't able to see majority of what happened in the entire game, but the end part of that was clearly seen with Emata Esports dominating everything.
Right, right. But you know what? This is a best of three game. I'm pretty sure that Ten Kittens was able to learn something from that match. Probably they will be respecting something that I'm not sure. Could be the ASOL. Do you think there will be some champions in here that has to be respected by by the team Ten Kittens against Imata?
Possibly intensive champion, the Lee Sin, and that's the thing
No, the
about Filipino
11-1.
players. And APAC as a APAC players as well. We love being so aggressive in the early game. We love champions like Lee Sin. We love champions like Vi as well. That's why it's highly popularized even in international tournaments. And Intentions has shown his capability, massive capability in using champions like the Lee Sin, and I think it has to be respected next game.
I've been seeing these are my intentions inside of my head because of that IGN. Well, that is for our game one for now. Again, thank you so much to our sponsor, Rise.gg, for this tournament. More to come in the future. So it's not just gonna be this 5v5, competitive play. Who knows, there will be some exciting other game modes that you might see in the future. But let's see. We will actually be going on to the finals tomorrow. It is still a chance. This is a best of three match. We will have to see in game two. For the meantime, we're gonna go into a short break. I'm Kaisaya, with me is Guiang. We'll be back. We are back for the second round of the semifinals match between TENKITTENS versus Emata Esports. We'll be your shoutcasters. I'm Kaisaya, with me is Guiang. Guiang, what is up?
What's up is right now Emata Esports leading the series in a 1-0 after demonstrating how hard it is for them to be taken down. And Tenkitens has to step up, possibly in a better composition, possibly in a better execution to finally
Mm-hmm.
tie up the score because it's going to be very difficult. This team, Emata Esports, they are very, very experienced already as well in various tournaments way back from 2021. And
Yes.
Candace as well. They have been really grinding, especially in community tournaments, trying to step up in the game, trying to step up in the skill set as well. But this is a healthy challenge for them. If they tie
Yes.
up the score through better adjustments, maybe, just maybe, they can go in for the reverse sweep.
Yes, I mean, they're Emana Esports. They have not been stopping the grind, whether it be ranked games or community tournaments or actual professional leagues being hosted by Riot Games. But this is a good chance, again, from the side of Ten Kittens to prove that they can actually take down former pros or former competitive players from the Philippine region. But again, you mentioned something about the respect ban that they potentially can do up against the Listen. We'll have to
Yeah,
see about that though.
yeah, it just has to happen, but it's gonna come with a cost as well. Which champion are gonna be letting through in this game? Because we have seen a lot of engager champions being banned away a while ago as
Mm-hmm.
well. This time it is going to be Emata Esports banning out the Jacks instead of
Wow.
10 Kittens. Let's see what the other
Wow.
adjustments as well are they gonna be investing here, because It looks like that Emata Esports respects a lot in the Baron lane. Jax solely is, or primarily is being put in the Baron lane as well. Maybe Ten Kittens would also ban out the Evelyn later on because it's still very popular.
The Jax ban. I mean, we've been seeing that sometimes before in the jungle as well. But this is surprising. Uh, at least for me, this is a surprising ban for me at the start as the very first ban. And still, though, there's no respect for the listen. Given that Emata Esports gonna be taking that first hand. Possibly if they would want to go for that least. And you mentioned about the Evelyn. Here we go. Evelyn ban up against 10
Ooh.
Kittens.
Early Kassadin hover is interesting for me on the side of Emata Esports. Looks like they want to flex their strength against Ten Kittens. Normally, we don't see this actually happening. We see other champions being picked up first, like possibly support role. Camille is oftentimes being hovered or picked up whenever it is available, and looks like that's going to be the healthy route here for Emata Esports. Yep, they lock it in.
Yeah, and it worked, so why change it? Camille was a really good Baron. Actually, the Renekton was actually stopped in making that push a while ago from the first game that they have against Emata Esports because primarily Camille can just quickly roam around the map to actually go for a split push or just join the team fights. But what do you say about so far with the sets and the various composition that we see on the first two picks of 10 Kittens?
It's a nice response. It has decent crowd control. It has a great counter ability because of the showstopper into the face breaker.
Mm-hmm.
Off the set, Chain of Corruption as well. It looks like it's going to be just a round number 2 here for 10 Kittens, similar to how they drafted a while ago. But this time, the Camille Galio combination is no longer going to be cancelled here by 10 Kittens. Emata Esports has to lock this in. They might even just be interested in picking up something like a Ziggs here and have the Trinity combination for engages Hexic Ultimatum into Hero's Entrance into the Mega Inferno Bomb. But looks like they're not interested in it just yet.
Just yet, but yeah, I mean, is this something that Ten Kittens might have forgotten though? Because a while ago they were pretty much aware of it. Okay, we're not gonna let that Calio Camille combination happen, and the Ezreal being locked right now, that's gonna be a lot of pokes, even the early stages of the game from the side of Emata Esports, and let's see how Set and Varus will try to handle that one in the early stages of the game. Anyway, Varus has
Ooh.
long range anyway, but Gwen, what do you say
Huh.
about this one,
It's like
Guiang?
someone wants to be Anran this game. Unless this Gwen is gonna go to the Baron lane.
Mm-hmm.
If there's two things that can happen. Set can go in the support role. It can go towards the Baron lane as well, and that would be adjusting the position of the Gwen here on 10 Kittens too. But I love the scaling part of this composition of 10 Kittens because Gwen is so hard to deal in the late game. But take note, in the late game only. Early game is going to be easy navigating around her. It's going to be easy bullying her as well and getting sequential leads against this champion. And that's the strength of Emata Esports. They have the Camille with adaptive defenses. They have the Ezreal that can be helped out by the Galio to establish early control in the Dragon lane as well. So again, it can be challenging for 10 Kittens, but they can still adjust a bit towards the late game. Maybe if they invest a little bit more on the scaling composition. It's a great response taking the Lee Sin, but they could have
Yeah.
picked it up as well. Maybe a Vi would be a better option for them so that they can have a great initiator on their side.
We'll have to say, I mean, Camille maybe it's still good for the jungle as well. We don't know what's in the mind of Emata Esports, but that is a safe play coming from the side of 10 Kittens. Okay, they haven't picked the listen yet. We're not gonna let them have that because they have their mid to late game already in here for the side of Emata Esports. Give that growth to Camille and Ezreal. They're gonna be having a hard time on that one. So setting at the side or banning out the listen, I think is a wise idea still for 10 Kittens to not allow
Yeah.
the early game for Emata Esports.
It paves the way for the Lucian pick as well for the mid lane. Though I would have been really happy to see the Akali if ever that champion gets locked in because both Gwen and Akali are so scary in the late game. It would be a lot more challenging though to give resources, inject gold onto them. Supremo locking in the Kazakhs as well for intentions is going to be such a blast being seen here on the side of Emata Esports, and they are gonna invest on double ADC as well. because they
Will
have
they?
seen the Lucian being picked up already alongside with the Varus.
Yeah.
The Zaya can do so much in the mid lane, but they can also just invest on the Ziggs or on the Karma as well if they
There
want
you
to have
go.
magic damage. Looks like they're gonna ditch on that for now. They invest on double ADC.
Yes, double ADC for both of the teams that we have right now. And this is going to be exciting. For me, it was just returning to the Wild Rift Esports community. I'm gonna have a lot of things to learn about this composition. But then again, Fiora, if this is going to be lucky, this is going to be another exciting Camille against Fiora, side lane pushes. But no, they're going to be go for that Vi, just like what you have mentioned a while ago. No listen. But at least
Okay.
if gonna go up against the Kazakhs, if of course backed up with other damage dealers from the side of Ten Kittens, I think the Vi will be a good setter as well from the side of Ten Kittens. But again, execution will matter most in this game.
Oh yeah, execution definitely is key towards their intentions here onto this game because we do see a lot of engager champions on both sides. Kai Dreams is gonna be looking forward to engaging later on and be followed up by so many members on Emata Esports side. Ten Kittens though has a lot of counter ability on their composition right now. The Vi and the Set can work alongside in tandem to set up a play for Ten Kittens squad. They have the Chain of Corruption as well for the anti-engage. And Gwen, Lucian can just maneuver around. They have so much mobility actually on those two champions alone. And Emata Esports has to be very precise in their engage in order to get that -1 against Ten Kittens.
Right, we'll see about that though. Now the champions are locked. Who do you think will get this lead in terms of the composition? I mean,
Huh.
just give your bet. Give me your
Uh,
bet.
Based on the on what happened in game number 1, I think Emata Esports would be looking or double down this time on early game dives. I think they
Mhm.
have a lot of leverage right now, but I also think that Ten Kittens will not give up any fight. They have a better composition this time compared to game number 1, and I don't
Mhm.
think they're gonna hold back at all.
Not gonna be holding back. I'm so excited how they're gonna get that early lead. I think for as long as they don't give intentions, again, the early, the game, the early kills, even Kai getting the split push, or maybe the engages as well, then it's gonna be fine for Ten Kittens. But both of the teams right now eyeing that vision in the middle lane part of the map.
No fights still happening. They're on opposite sides, so it would have been so nice to see a one big fight just happening at the first 10 seconds of the game. But top side, we are seeing just some snip action there from See You Later, just saying hi to Kai Dreams in their initial interaction. But actually, better
Ooh,
leverage on the side of Kai Dreams because
intentions.
of the
Oops.
adaptive defenses. Tactical sweep did not connect, but we do see the sustainability of this Camille.
Then again, even the look at that first blood
Oof.
coming from the
Immediately.
side of him. Yeah, just immediately. But they're not even stopping it. They're still chasing Long Tran in here, and will he get the kill? There's the taunt.
Oh, Facebreaker did not connect onto anyone. And they
Nice
would be able to
try.
disengage this time around. But the first blood, yeah, that's so insane. Especially with the
Still,
influence of the Ezreal as well. Just having
right.
so much confidence at the first minute of this game, securing that gold as well.
Yes, this is looking good for the early start of the game for the side of Emata Esports. Intentions was able to secure his buff, even though, we saw Longtran actually going for that invade, but hold a thought. 3v1?
Oh, Kai able to disengage, at least
All
just
good.
get out of harm's way. And well, Ten Kittens will have to double down, invest more in order to take him down. Mid lane though, it's a different story as Tin is now 1 HP. It's the
Oh my
Galio.
god.
Crayfor getting the kill. Props to him. He says thank you along the way.
Yeah, I mean that was quite unfortunate, but I think Emata Esports they just want to capitalize on the lead that they've got so far and just not stopping on that one. But I think the question is what can Ten Kittens do now? This is like a good 2-0 lead already for Emata.
Mhm.
For you, if you're gonna be one of the players, or let's say the coach of Ten Kittens, what will you command them to do, Gia? Okay,
Oh man.
let's see. Let's hear Coach Gia. Let's go.
Coach Guiang, Coach Guiang, that would don't take my word for it. That's number one.
Just
Don't
advice.
follow
Just
my
advice.
advice. But I think one of the things that Tenkit can actually start doing right now is investing in mid lane to bottom lane because they have
Mm-hmm.
setups there. C1 can actually initiate for a fight. Top lane is going to be a little more difficult because
Mm-hmm.
one, Gwen doesn't have any crowd control, and two, Kai Dreams has an exit path. He can just hook shot away, and 2 versus 2, it's not gonna be pretty for them. But bottom lane, they finally get one kill. Looks like it's working, but the Blade
Oh
Caller will at least
no.
allow them to get something in return.
All
But it's a little
right.
bit favoring on side of 10 Kittens this time around. Top
Yes.
lane, it's a different story. Kai Dreams help out in ganking See You Later, and they will see him later.
Yeah, they will be able get some plates in here on the top side too. But that was a very aggressive move coming from the bot lane players from the side of Emata. Actually, both Supremo as well as Krafer dying onto the. Oh no, yeah, Krafer dying onto that one from their aggressiveness on the bot side part of the map. So I think that was could have prevented rather. Not yet even a Rift Herald in this one. Got some plates from the side of Emata Esports against Ten Kittens. So I think this might be. I mean, there's somehow a balance that just happened due to the 2 kills from the side of Ten Kittens.
Yeah, I mean, this time 10 Kittens starting to bounce back a little bit, but in the summary of things, it's still Emata Esports having every leverage that they actually need in order to fully take control of this game.
Here we
Top
go.
side, it's again a
There
different
you
story.
go.
As this time they actually secure one to help out See You Later. It's not him that gets a kill, it's C1. Bottom lane, Feather Storm gonna be used here, but to no avail. It cannot get anything. Here's Enters as well. It's gonna be a little bit late, but Crayford still continuing onto the fight, trying to get that one kill, and he does. In return, 2 for 1, still better for 10 Kittens.
Alright, but let's see, will Longtran get that last hit up against Krafer? Yes, fortunately for him, and Krafer will die. But then again, seems like there's also a good plate taken by 10 Kittens on the top side. 5-5 score right now, and it's already a balance. Now, we'll see. The next action pack that will happen for sure is going to be either the Dragon or the Herald take. We'll
Mm-hmm.
see what will be the priority in here, but definitely I'm guessing there is an intention, not the player intention, okay? An intention to go for the Rift Herald take in here so that they can push and get a turret. But meantime, some pokes here and there between
Yeah.
two teams and just getting the position on the Rift Herald, it seems.
Yeah, just a little bit of banter here by both of these teams right now. They're trying to get
They're starting it.
trying to establish some control, especially on the Rift Herald. Looks like 10 Kittens are not gonna give any fight this time. Long Tran engages with a showstopper. Immediately followed up here by the rest of the members here of Emata Esports, just trying to get someone, but they cannot get anyone. They lose Crayfor instead. The Rift Herald as well is gonna be taken here by 10 Kittens uncontestedly as well.
That is so
Ooh, another one?
true.
Needles?
Not
Oh,
even done,
almost.
Guiang.
A solid battery as the response there by Device, still just helping out preventing Emata Esports from getting anything.
Yeah, and that's what they say. You don't really start an objective because you're wasting your skills in there. Now, there is a good potential push, but quite unfortunate. There's no minions. There's no anything. I could have just like maybe to just put that on the top side or something. But then again, that's a lot of plates taken down. But just unfortunate they didn't get fully the tower in the mid. But meantime,
They are now
okay.
gonna be contesting at least on the second objective. It's just so hard though. We see now 10 Kittens having the better priority, having the better setups as well. And Emata Esports scrambling as they look for fights that they can actually win. The double ADCs are starting to be a little bit better, at least on the early parts of this game for 10 Kittens. And right now, they are leveraging solely on securing all of the objectives that they can. Pray for, continuing contesting. The steal by intentions just says thank you for the leash, but the punch is still gonna be there. Showstopper as well gonna be invested, but not able to finally get the kill. 1-for-1 trade at the very least. Emata Esports are just gonna be disengaging, being chased away by 10 Kittens, getting a double kill already here for the solution. The punch is not connecting this time for long time, but it's not anymore important because the Varus, the Lucian is there to pick up the kills.
Yes, and not just kills, but a lot of kills, and they have the potential to even take the turret down bottom part of the map. Camille having a tough time actually, roaming around the map, helping in ganks and pushes as well. But looks like there's gonna be a cash. Nope, he's gonna be safe there. See you later is gonna be safe on the top side, but there's a visit, a potential gank coming from C as well. Good push so far in 10 kittens. I mean, they're getting the control, but hang on.
He's dead, but at least you managed to take down the
Yes.
mid-tier one as well. And we
That's a
see
vision.
4,000 gold on 10 kittens. This is a better performance, to be honest, compared to that game number one. They're really getting the things that they do need. They're executing better as well with their composition this time into the mid lane. They turn onto the Galio, take him down. Going towards the Ezreal this time, as the Vi is just doing so much work,
So
punching
much
his way through.
damage.
2 kills instantaneously.
The Triforce is it's just a Triforce all alone for Divine. It's just giving a lot of sustain and damage up against the opponent. But hold the thought, 2v1 situation happening right now.
Hextech Ultimatum trying to maneuver around. This time they get the Lucian down. Longtran though fighting back. And take note, this is a support set. But it keeps on fighting, keeps on looking for fights, and that is the role of a set. Top lane is gonna be pushed. As See You Later is not wanting to disengage just yet. Finally he does. The damage is dealt already.
Damage has been dealt, and yeah, I'm just gonna be saying something regarding on our stream right now. So we will try to change the view of the stream so you get a better FPS. But for the meantime, our stream director will work on that. But let's take a look at the fight that is potential to happen onto the top side. Will they continue doing this? So much low HP from the side
Oh!
of Tenkitens.
Counter engage by this set. They're still trying to muscle out their strength, chasing down Longtran, but unable to get anything. And this time, Tenkitens are the ones happy engaging onto this team fight. Emata Esports trying to fight back, especially with the Zai. The damage are being felt here a little bit, but take note, only a little bit. This time, the Ezreal is going to be continuing onto the fight, still getting the kills, getting the Mystic shots down. They finally deal some damage here onto Tenkitens, securing 2 kills in exchange for 3. It's 10 kittens still having the better end. And now just maintaining that 4 to 5,000 goal lead. Still being
Yeah.
diminished a little bit by Emata Esports. But at the end of it all, still 10 kittens are the ones actually
Yes.
being grouped up faster, engaging faster as well, reacting quicker too.
And I think it all started from the Rift Herald part a while ago. I think the only mistake that where it all started from the side of Emata was the initiation that they started onto the Rift Herald and them getting punished up against 10 kittens. But then again, we can see the light of hope always, like from time to time from Emata Esports. Now we're gonna flip the question back. Now the question is, what can Emata Esports do to regain back control of the map? Because as you can see, the map is turning a little bit red right now. 10 kittens already in the jungle camp of Emata Esports, and looks like oh
Hero's
my
entrance
goodness.
is late! Oh man, Emata Esports has to fight their way through in a numbers deficit, and 10 kittens is loving every single moment. Finally, Kaizer get actually just 1 kill, and it's just trying to
Run for your
distract
lives,
some of the
Kai.
members here. Run! Run! But he won't be able to.
Oh no, there's a
that
shield. But no,
stalling?
not enough, not
Oh.
enough. Yeah, nice stall though, nice stall. At least that gave Desaya as well as intentions in here some space to actually farm from the side.
Oh yeah, I mean, the good thing about what Kai Dreams did is that he managed to distract some of the members here of 10 Kittens and prevented them from taking an inhibitor turret in the top lane. But they won't prevent this dragon from falling down. The steal is not gonna come through this time around. It's the Baron who gets it. And 10 Kittens right now are muscling their strength, trying to get into the faces here of Emata Esports, prevented by nobody. Because the Emata Esports right now are just running away. And 10 Kittens is loving sensing the fear on every single one of the members here of Emata Esports. It's a little bit late here for the Camille. It's just gonna get taken down till the very end. Tactical Sweep did not connect. And look at the Varus HP. 1 HP still survives. 10 Kittens winning the fight again, and they can continue getting the structures as well.
That's so true. I mean, this is looking massive already from the side of Team 10 Kittens. Looks like we might potentially see a game 3. Again, to those who are asking, this is already a 1-0 score in favor of Emata Esports. Them getting that, it was actually a pretty quick win. And this time, 10 Kitten saying, no, we have a lot of lives. Actually, on the live chat, they were saying, how many lives does 10 Kitten has?
Hmm.
So,
So 9
10,
times
10,
5 times 10
I said
rather
90,
90.
90 lives.
Oh man.
Okay, wait,
Well,
did we, was that correct math? Okay, I don't want to talk about
quick
math
maths.
anymore.
Let me grab my calcu.
Okay, let's go back to the game. Still, though, map control onto the hands of 10 Kittens. I mean, we have some global damage in here, but already wasted. They weren't actually really taking the Baron in here from the side of 10 Kittens. But nice try for the visions. I like where they have been placing all the visions here from the side of 10
Hmm.
Kittens.
Yeah, I mean, vision established, as well as their confidence, the scaling right now. See you later has the Rift Maker and the Gnasher's Tooth already. He's not gonna be holding back anytime soon. Great punch coming in from Long Tran, but it's gonna be taken down this time around. Not great position on 10 Kittens. They're being chased away. Kai Dreams won't get the virus, so that is unfortunate. And this time, they don't have the numbers advantage. They're being dealt with so much damage by 10 Kittens, and with the numbers advantage that 10 Kittens have right now, losing only 1 in exchange for 3, this time they will have the opportunity to take this Baron uncontestedly.
Yeah, and Ezreal doesn't have any ultimate available, so no chances of even trying to make a steal on that one. Nothing available. So here's a potential push again, like maybe they can get a turret or two from the side of 10 Kittens. And now, I mean, what was what could be the miracle or the light of hope in here for the
No, it's
side
hard. It's
of
hard.
Emata?
It's to be honest, because
I mean, they have
it's
a lot
really
of
hard.
setup. I mean,
They
we
do.
have Kai, we have Kraper on the Galio. What is missing?
The utilization of the poke, I think, is what's missing here on the
Mm,
side of Emata Esports, because 10 Kittens doesn't hold back engaging. They fully commit the moment they spot anyone out on the side of Emata Esports. The thing that Emata Esports should be investing right now is trying to deal damage towards 10 Kittens before the fight actually breaks out. And that's not happening for the past 14 minutes into the game. They're not being able to fully utilize the Kazakh's void void attacks. They're not being able to fully utilize the mystic shots of the Ezreal. This time they finally get the Lucian down. Assassination is successful, but the escape is not, as the Kazakhs will get taken down. Prey 4 going in with Hero's entrance, but only spot 3 members piling onto him as well. And that's a problem again. And Kittens mustn't have their strength,
oh,
grouping up better than Emata Esports, as their Emata Esports is oftentimes forced to follow up, and they're not able to orchestrate a fight better on their side.
really nice try to actually trying to take down that mid inhibitor turret, but we're not yet done. More
Oh,
fights happening in here in the middle lane. 2v1 situation, super low, Saya, and she will fall down. Nice try. I mean, I don't know what was in her head right that particular moment in time. Was that just to give space at least for um I dreams or maybe even the Ezreal on the top side to go for a push? I'm not so sure, but I think they have to get back to their composure as much as I need it, to be honest, for the side of Emata Esports.
I mean, they're
So
trying.
we'll
They're
see.
trying.
They are
They
trying, yeah.
props to the Ezreal, to be honest, being able to push that the top lane tower. It gives them some additional gold as well because of the bounty objectives as well on structures. 10 Kittens, they are ahead by a lot. A 10,000 gold lead at 16 minutes is a big amount, especially on the scaling part of the Gwen. Against a double ADC setup is actually a nightmare here for Emata Esports. But this is still winnable. The comeback is still possible here on the side of Emata Esports. They just need to set up better than 10 Kittens. They need to avoid the showstopper setup of the set by Long Tran. He
Mm-hmm,
has
mm-hmm.
been spot on those engaged. And
Oh,
look at there into the mid lane.
nice
Assault and Battery
play!
immediately gonna be used, as the Ezra still is gonna be staying alive. Here's Entrance, actually
Oh
a
no, the
big
Galio's
value here in
down!
separating some of the members here of 10 Kittens, but not enough for him to actually be able to stay alive. As now 10 Kittens just mustering their strength. They do have the numbers advantage. they can work around setting vision this time for the top side objective because Baron, it's gonna spawn up in the next 12 seconds. Elder Dragon as well on 40 seconds, and that is big for 10 Kittens.
That is so true. And Kaizer was actually forced to go back to the base. He was actually wanting to go for the split push. I think, for me, yeah, I'm not pro or anything, but given the fact that the rest of the members of Emata Esports was able to defend anyway, they could have just like, okay, let Kai just go for the split push. At least, they get maybe a pressure onto the top side, or maybe even a turret, because all of the rest of the members of Ten Kittens were on the bot side or on the side of the base of Team Emata anyway. And here again, I'm not so sure what they are doing in here. Why are they trying to go for the Baron take?
I mean,
Is
they're
this, is this like a bait? But I'm
it's
getting
actually good to be
confused.
honest. In my
Uh-huh.
opinion, it's good as long as they don't die. As long as Ten Kittens doesn't get their hands on them because they're trying to distract Ten Kittens, trying to get a trade on objectives here. Right now, Ten Kittens are guarding both objectives as they do start the Elder Dragon as well. They're doing a really good job preventing Emata Esports from having access onto any. But this time, the virus might actually be in the bad spot as the Exec Ultimatum comes through, finally getting the takedown. But here comes the set. Again, the biggest problem as well. The Gwen that is on the late game already, snipping her way through all of the members here of Emata Esports as they
Oh
desperately try to
no.
disengage. Not being prevented though, as Azaya this time is just going to be eaten down by all of the members here of 10 Kittens. They finally win the bait battle, and Emata Esports are the one in casualty.
That is so true. And last two members remaining. I'm not sure how they're going to hold up on this one. This is going to be tough. Lots of pokes here and there. Yes, there is a little bit of damage, but not enough to even take down. Even the vibe was just dealing a lot of damage against the rest of the members of Emata Esports, but
Ooh,
still gaining
okay.
insight. We'll see what will happen.
Ezreal
Oh,
doing the
he's
work, getting the
Ooh.
mystic shot to take down C1. Well, 10 Kittens, in my honestly, was overextending in that scenario. They didn't have a wave, and they should have walked away and just settled for the Elder Dragon. But since they
Yeah.
overstayed, this can be the opportunity now. They've been waiting for a big mistake by 10 Kittens, and now
Yeah,
they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have their jungler. C1 is dead for 25 seconds, and Amata Esports can actually start this
No
Elder Dragon
EMCC.
right now. Not without a fight, though, because 10 Kittens, they are
Yeah.
going to be grouping up here unless they're going to be feared for their life to engage without their smite. And
No.
Emata Esports finally
Okay.
find their
Nice try.
chance and take the
Nice
Elder
try.
Dragon.
Nice try from Huyen, though, for attempting to get that last hit. But again, they didn't have any, jungler from their side. So it's going to be a tough try. But nice try, nice try. And I think this is the light of hope that we have been waiting for from the side of Emata Esports. They could potentially get a little bit of push and some space in there. But again, one mistake from either of both of the side of this, even though we see a lot of a kill lead and gold lead onto the hands of Tenkitens in here, I think what still boils down here is the waiting game for who's gonna make the next mistake.
Yeah, because it's a big bill that was handed over towards 10 Kittens when they overstayed into the mid. But this time, they are being engaged. I'm not so sure if this is going to be a good idea, though, for Emata Esports, but they are leaving the damage here. The dent is being felt by 10 Kittens as they lose their set. This can be another opportunity here for Emata Esports, but they have to handle the push into the bottom lane as well because 10 Kittens, see you later, is trying to see an opportunity here in the split push department. Baron, though, is going to be uncontested for the meantime. C1 has a big responsibility in getting the steal here, but they managed to pressure down through the pokes of Huyen, landing those piercing arrows on Emata Esports. Plus the Gwen this time is going to be a target taking him down because of that Elder Dragon buff. And Emata Esports, taking two members down, has a bigger chance this time for the Baron.
That is so true. And now we're just waiting in it. Again, one casualty from the side. One member lost is or missing in here from the side of Team Tenki. There's no Baron still that's gonna happen. But I like the push in here from the bot side. But with the Baron buff from the side of Emata, for sure this is gonna be an advantage for them. What more, the Elder Dragon.
I mean, absolutely double buffs. I mean, the Elder
Right.
Dragon expired already, but it is available this time in just a second. So, Emata Esports can double down on it again, and it's a really unfortunate case for Tenkitens because they could have been the team that has gotten both of the objectives if they did not overstay in the mid lane a while ago. But this time, Emata Esports staying true to the form, and this is the thing about pro teams. If you give them an opportunity through experience, they know how to maneuver them, they know how to punish mistakes, and they're just constantly waiting for that one mishap, that one misstep, that one mistake from the enemy team, and they will be very, very ready to
Mm-hmm.
punish it without hesitation. And that's exactly what they're doing. Look at the gold comparison right now. Emata Esports has
Wow.
come back. They came back from
Yes.
a 12,000 gold deficit, and right now it's tied up. Right now they had the Baron empowered minions to push down all three lanes. See you later is trying to work its way, pushing top side, but I don't think it's gonna matter anymore because mid and bottom lane inhibitor towers are being taken down here by Emata Esports. 10 kittens. This
Oh,
time,
there you go.
desperation
The
is being
focus
felt,
fire on the
and Emata
base.
Esports just focus on
Whew.
the Nexus. It's a 2-0 sweep by Emata Esports.
Wow. What a comeback play by Emata Esports. Just when we thought that the hope is already in here for 10 Kittens to get that 1-for-1 score for this best of three semifinals match? No, it did not happen. Okay, not really a good looking KDA for Crayfar with a 13 deaths on his hand. But then again, the late game that they managed to pull off to make that comeback.
Ooh.
Where do you think it actually happened? Okay, if we're gonna be taking a look at this map right now, it happened right after they took the Baron.
I'm just at awe, to be honest, to look at
Uh-huh.
the gold graph that we have here. It's
Yeah, look at
10,000,
that.
over 10,000 of a lead by 10 kittens a while ago. But then Mata Esports slowly but surely came back after punishing the biggest mistake that 10 kittens can actually make, and that's overstaying into the mid lane since they didn't
Uh-huh.
have any minions. And the comeback happened. The opportunity to
Right.
take the Elder Dragon after taking down the Vi a while ago just paved a
Right.
way for them to get that Elder Dragon, get a couple of kills, shut down See You Later as well, get the Baron, and start pushing mid lane and bottom
Mm-hmm.
lane. And now,
Yeah.
with this victory, they're going straight into the next round.
Right. Quite unfortunate though, but really a nice try. We applaud you, the only non-Philippine team right now who managed to make it to top four. 10 kittens. You should be proud of yourself. And they're actually they have a two female members on their team. Just so you know, to all our viewers. So I think they must be very proud to actually make it and going up against former professional players. But then again, congratulations to Emata Esports for making it to the final round tomorrow. So they will be going up against the next competing either of the next competing teams, which you will see later on. But again, don't forget Rise.gg. That's where you can find a lot of players across the globe. Guiang, do you have anything else to say with regards to what has happened on this 2-0 dominating 2-0 semifinals match between Ten Kittens and Emata?
I mean, all I can say is congratulations on both teams because, well, for Emata Esports, they're going straight to the next round. And for 10 Kittens, they managed to reach towards the semifinals. And I look forward to seeing them again soon.
Right. We look forward to seeing you again. But for the meantime, we're going to go on to a short break. We will prepare the stream again for some improvements as well as the preparation of the two next team. So don't go away if you want to see more Wild Rift action.